Hi everyone. Welcome to Inside of River Hope Church. I have a really lovely guest with me today. Sarah, will you please introduce yourself?
Well, Epiphany. My name is Sarah Zosel, and I am a retired teacher. And I want you to know that I have a lot of experience being a mother to a lot of people. Because when I was in my last teaching job, my daughter came to work at the same school. And so the students started calling me Mama Zosel.
Oh, wow.
And then she was called Baby Zosel for a little while. But then they started calling her Miss Zosel, and then they called me Mama Zosel. So I felt like I was mother to all my students and everybody at school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in regard of Mother's Day, I mean, we are all excited because we come here through a mother. So it just reminded me a little bit of my mom back home right now. And I'm really, I don't know what to say, but I appreciate the fact that I am a woman myself, and then maybe later I'll give birth and then I'll be a mom. So I just want to learn a little bit more about how people become moms and how in the Christian world it is to be like raising a kid and all those kind of things. So I have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind.
I'll try to answer them.
Well, my first question would be like, what has a motherhood taught you about God's love?
Well, you know, as soon as I read that question or thought about that question, I thought of a verse in the Bible. So this is Isaiah 49:15. And the verse says, "Can a mother forget her child? Can she feel no love for the child she has born? But even if that were possible, I, God, would not forget you." So most of the time in the Bible, we hear about God as our Father.
Right.
And there's a lot of different images for father, right?
Right.
But mother, God is our mother. And that means taking care of people.
Right.
And feeding them and being tuned into their emotional state and everything. And so I think after I became a mother, this verse had even more meaning for me because I could see God loving me and taking care of me just like my mother took care of me.
Right.
And as I took care of my daughters. So I didn't mention that earlier. I have two daughters that, that were very special to me. It was hard for me to get pregnant and it took a while. And so they were even more important to me.
Right.
So I did not have my first baby until I was 25. So.
Oh, amazing. Well, as we getting old nowadays and now giving birth earlier in our age now, I don't know how it will be long down in the road. But yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that. Moving forward, I was like, oh, what does be a mother mean to you beyond the title?
Okay, so I think mothers are pushovers in a way. In our family especially, Dad was the one, my husband was the one who was kind of strict. And you got to do this and you got to do this.
Right.
And mother's always like, well, it's okay, I'll help you out today. Or, are you feeling okay? And checking in with the child emotionally, making sure that they have, all that they need, their clothes and their food and their, everything that they need, and friends, and planning friends times for them, times for them to be with friends, and just thinking about them pretty much constantly. I would say a mother thinks about her child, just like this verse says, can you forget your child? No, you're always thinking about how can I help? What can I do to make things better for her?
Don't you think it get tiring at some point?
Oh yeah, it's very tiring. And I've prayed a lot about my kids, over the years, and you just have to turn to God and ask him for strength and for help. And of
Right.
course the husband helps too.
Yeah.
Like there, when he came home from work, you know, I would say, okay, here's the baby now. It's your turn. So yeah, we need breaks. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Can you share a moment where you had to rely on God completely as a mother? Like you let go?
Well, I've had both daughters had like serious accidents, which made it hard. So the oldest one, when she was like 4 or 5, climbed a tree
Okay.
and fell off and broke her arm. And of course, that was a panic time. And I just had to trust God, pray, trust God. And actually, in that experience was hard because my husband was being a, what do they call them? But anyway, the Billy Graham Crusade, he was being a helper. He was going to be a helper at the Billy Graham Crusade. And the people had said, Satan is going to attack you and your family because you're working for the Lord in this crusade. And then my daughter fell out of a tree and broke her arm. And I was like, I had a lot of doubts about that. Like,
Right.
would God allow my child to be hurt, you know, because her father's doing something for God?
Right.
That really bothered me a lot. But then I came to the verse that says, there is no temptation or no trouble taking you, but such as is common to man or common to people. But God will always give you a way of escape that you can bear it. And I thought, okay, there's nothing more common than a kid falling out of a tree and breaking her arm, right? I mean, broken arms are pretty common.
Right.
So I was like, I reject the idea that God is, you know, has allowed this to happen to my
Right,
daughter or whatever.
right.
So, so then we just went forward. And of course, within a week, she was like jumping around and doing the same stuff as before with her arm in a cast. But
Wow.
yeah, she was fine.
That
So-
was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I just think like, I don't know. On the dad side, we would talk about that when dad
When Father's Day comes.
Day
yeah.
comes.
Yep.
But I don't know about the mothers, like when their daughter are ready to get married, and then they will have to let go in the season of like dating and the season of like getting married and marriage. You don't want to involve too much.
Yeah.
On that part, I wonder like what mom does.
Yeah, you know, I was in a different situation at that point in time, and I think it was good. It was sort of a clear break when my daughter started college, because we were living in Okinawa, Japan, teaching
Okay.
school there,
Okay.
and they were going to go to college in the United States. Okay, it's 4,000 or 5,000 miles away. You don't have control, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, you feel terrible, right? So
Right.
I remember taking my daughter to Bethel College, and we dropped her off at the dorm, and then we got on the airplane to go back to Japan. And all the time I was on the airplane, I was like, oh, my daughter. Later, I asked her, what were you thinking after we left you at the dorm and left, you know, on the plane? And she said, I was thinking, yes, now I get to do what I want. So, you know, that independence, I mean, if your daughter is like living at home with you while they go through all those stages, it's kind of hard.
Right.
But in my case, it was a clean break, you know,
okay.
they were off. So, yeah, they survived. They did okay. They made mistakes. They came home for some summers, but yeah, they were facing growing up. And I think the college experience is really good in that sense.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that they're kind of secure because they're in a
Right.
dorm, or, you know, there's people around, and they had aunts and uncles and, you know, around to help them too. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to know, because I wonder, I asked my mom one day, and then I asked her like, oh, when I was coming over here, this is far. I might not come home
Right.
very soon. How did you feel when I left? And then she was like, it was hard to let you go, but I knew I was making a right choice for you to be by yourself and then meet God and make your own own mistakes. The challenges, I won't be there to help you out, but I'm still there and then will listen to you. It is a word that I don't know how it works, but I trust you enough that you can make it.
Wow, that's beautiful. Your mom gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think some mothers hang on, you know, they
Right,
want to know everything.
right, yeah.
Actually, you know, my daughter's roommate at Bethel College, every morning she called her mother and asked what she should wear that day. And my daughter thought that was ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
She didn't have the chance to call her mom every morning, you know.
I am the one actually who hold on a little bit more before I started letting go, because we're pretty close. So it was very hard for me to be like letting go.
Yep.
But it has to happen. So
Yep.
yeah, I appreciate all the mom out here doing the mom jobs.
Yeah, it's a hard job.
It is. This is a funny question that I have for you. I was like, what is the funniest thing you have ever done? Like, you know, sometimes moms will hide snack from their children because there is no snack time, or, oh, it's time for you to not eat snack. So they'll hide those snack away from the kids. So what did you do as a funny thing in the house when you were living with them?
I can't think. For their birthday parties, my husband always made a treasure hunt. And that was a really fun thing for them. And he would put clues. We lived right by the school, so even around the school campus, he would put clues. And he'd always gather all the kids, you know, it's for the birthday party. So all the kids would come and he would say, now, I'm going to give you the first clue, and then you go to that place, you know, stay together, all go to that place. And as soon as he said go, they would just all go in different directions.
Oh, wow.
And it was really funny to watch them, you know, do all that, do all that finding things. I think the part I enjoyed the most with my daughters was I was the high school girls volleyball coach and basketball coach, and they played for me. They were on my team. So I was their coach as well as their mom. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, got to know their friends really well. And yeah. And we had ups and downs, you know, we lost plenty of games and we won plenty of games. And yeah, it was a good experience.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me on the show. And thank you for sharing your moment with your daughters and family. And I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a really blessed Mother's Day, and we'll see you around soon.